Well, hello Cape Town, hello car community, hello everybody that's viewing this video. Welcome to my first vlog. The first real one, I suppose. I didn't upload one in a while onto my YouTube channel, so I'm doing this one now. So today I want to speak a bit about club leadership and how leaders in the Cape car scene are just setting new trends and making sure that the vision is becoming a reality. And I think that there's a lot of car enthusiasts that misinterpret and misunderstand what it is to be a leader of a club. Now, we've got great leaders in the Cape car scene that I personally know, people that I have had interactions with, people that I've explored a few things with, people that have really inspired me to be better than what I am or what I used to be. And I think that there are a lot of people out there that have the ability to lead a club. It's just that the understanding might not be at the point where they are confident in their ability to be able to lead a club. And I think that's why I want to speak about club leadership today, and that's why I want to address that issue. Well, not really that it's an issue, it's not really an issue, it's just something that I think that I should share, because club leadership is not easy. It's not as easy as it seems. I think that we try to sort of camouflage a lot of the behind the scenes things as leaders, because we don't want people to see the difficulty that we go through. We want the members to experience the clubs as successful as possible, and we want members to be proud of being part of said organization or club. And I think the leaders of the Cape car scene are doing a great job, most of the leaders of the Cape car scene, and I want to commend them. I think that if people would really understand the amount of work that goes into an organization or a club, it is not as easy as just snapping your finger and things are done. There's actually a whole host of responsibilities that come with it. And the other thing that I'm proud of in terms of club leadership is that females are stepping up. Females are now becoming much more involved in the Cape car scene, and they are at the head of the table. They are decision makers, they are part of the executive teams, they are part of the admin teams, whichever way you prefer to label that specific positions. I think that's great. It means that we are evolving with time, and it means that we are becoming more open-minded in terms of what we want to see going forward, and how much we invest in our clubs, in our community, and all those wonderful things. So the first thing that I want to say about club leadership, and remember that this is my opinion, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it's cast in stone. This is basically just from my experience as a leader in the Cape car scene, and something that I would like to share with my fellow leaders, with members of car clubs, with everybody that basically experiences leaders in the car scene. So the first thing is that club leadership is extremely draining. It is emotionally very involved, and you need to have a certain level of maturity in order to lead a group of people. Because remember, yes, you are at the head of a car club, but behind that car club is still people that make the car club possible. And I think that is important for us as leaders to realize, is that the first thing that is important to a car club is the actual members that are part of that car club. If they are not there, you don't have a club. So for me personally, I don't see myself as important at all. The most important people in my team is every single member, not the executive teams, not whoever does whatever in a leadership capacity. It is the members that are forming part of the club and that chose your specific club or organization to be a part of. And I think that once we realize that that people are actually the most important asset that we have, then I think the decisions that we as leaders are going to make are going to be much more impactful, and they're going to make a difference. Because remember, as a leader, what you want to do is you want to influence. Okay, and that is an important part. You want to influence. Now, influence is not giving instruction or demanding things to happen or standing on a stage and talking on behalf of a car club. That is not influence. Influence is leading by example, and influence is leading with dignity and respect. And influence is also being humble and realizing that you are at the head of the club, yes, but you have a responsibility towards your members, you have a responsibility towards the community, and you have a responsibility to all your supporters and all your stakeholders, all your investors. If you have investors, if you have sponsors, you have a responsibility towards them to ensure that everything that happens in the club or that your club decides to get involved in is above board and that it speaks to your values. This is the other thing that I think that leaders make a mistake with, is that they don't ascertain the values of the club or the organization. You need to have pillars, you need to have values, you need to understand your goals and your dreams. You need to make sure that you are working towards a vision that you've had. And you need to ensure that your team that is behind you, specifically pertaining to your leadership, whether it be admins, whether it be an executive team, however you want to label it, you need to make sure that they agree with the vision and that your members follow through with that vision. Because you can be at the head, but if no one actually sees the vision that you might have in mind for the club and they don't understand what it is that you want to do, they are just basically going to be going to follow you blindly. That's what they're going to do. So establish trust with your members. Establish trust with your executive teams. Make sure that they understand the vision. Make sure that it's pretty clear. And make them see what the outcome will be, what the future will be, and how it will look. Make it visual for them. People, they react better to visual stimuli than they would to just let's say talking all the time. So if you just talk in your meetings all the time and you don't make nothing visual, or you don't have a physical representation of how you see things going forward, you won't get the buy-in from your members or your executive teams, and that is a disaster waiting to happen. I think also when we do make decisions as leaders, the main focus or the people that should be in the center of that decision should be your members. I believe that nothing else matters more than the opinion of your members. They are ultimately the brand carriers because their cars are tagged. They wear the brands. They are the ones that purchase the merchandise that are, branded with your company logo or your club logo. So I think that once you have your members buy-in and you treat them with the respect that they deserve, you are going to have a successful club going forward. The other thing that I want to mention is always anticipate risk. Risk assessment, guys, I cannot stress this enough. Risk assessment is super, super important. You as a leader have a responsibility to make sure that you know your environment, you know your audience that you deal with, and it's also important that you understand what are the risks of entering into an event, an agreement, a decision that you wish to make. What are the risks involved with those type of decisions? How will it impact your brand? How will it impact your members? And based on the entire risk assessment and what you found, I think that the decision should be based on that. And you should always be cautious of things that might occur. So anticipate the might happens is what I call them. I call them might happens. I know it doesn't make any sense. I don't think I should need to make sense. But I think that is important. It's important. And the other thing is celebrate successes. Celebrate your successes. Make sure your team celebrates your successes with you. When you achieve something as a club, it's not you as a car club president that is achieving that. No. It is your brand, it is the members, it is the entire organization that has achieved that specific goal. So celebrate as a collective, celebrate as a team. Make sure that there's interaction. Open the conversations. Have decent conversations with your members. Interact with them on a daily basis. Make sure that they know that you have their back, so that they can have your back. And that's how it works. I mean, as far as I can remember, as a human being, I would love for someone to assure me all the time that I can trust them and that I can sort of rely on their ability to be able to lead me into a certain direction. If I don't trust the leadership, then I will find it difficult to follow. So make it easy on yourself. Make sure that you get the buy-in from your members. Make sure that you get the trust from them. And make sure that when successes are celebrated and when you achieve something that is out of the ordinary, always acknowledge the members that have worked hard. Always acknowledge the executive teams that have been behind you every step of the way. Always ensure that you be humble in your approach to whatever it is that you are busy with. I think that is something that will carry you forward and will ensure that your brand has a reputation that everybody will appreciate. So that's just a few of my thoughts on club presidents or chairmen, whichever way you want to look at it, and how I think that clubs can do things differently to move forward. The last thing that I want to mention is that as a car club, you are not in isolation. You are not the only car club in Cape Town or in the world or in South Africa, however you want to look at it. Yes, you have a car club. Yes, you are at the head of this car club. But you need to understand that there are other car clubs out there. There are other leaders. There are people that are doing visionary things that might not be visionary to you, but still adds value. And you need to recognize that as a leader. Interact with fellow car club leadership. Make sure that you acquaint yourself with them. Form bonds, form relationships. We are not here to be better than anyone else. We need to get over that. Can people just get over the fact that we need to be better than anyone else? No, we don't. We don't need to be better than anyone else. All you need to do is to love your dream. You need to love your dream. You need to make sure that your vision becomes a reality and not focus on the vision of anyone else, because their ideas are different to your ideas, and their ideas will have a different effect to what your ideas will have. And I think that will set you apart as a leader in the Cape car scene, because it will make you someone that people can look up to and say, this is a person that is visionary in their approach, but they are so humble to the fact that there is a bigger picture. There are more car clubs out there. There are more people out there. People have choices. People have preferences. And we need to allow people to make those decisions on their own. You cannot dictate to someone which club they should belong to, or which organization they choose to join, or whether they choose to erect their own organization. Remember, the more we encourage as leaders, the better leaders we become. Because a good leader is someone that can see the potential in someone that might not see their own potential, get that potential out of them, and make them into the leaders of tomorrow. So leaders produce leaders, and you need to ensure that you do that with the tact that it deserves. You also need to make sure that you do that by still remaining humble in your approach. So that is basically my story, and I hope that this video adds value to whoever feels that they want to be part of an organization's leadership team. I encourage you to step up. Your leaders are waiting for you to take the step to say, I want to form part of management. I want to be part of the work behind the scenes. I want to add value. I want to step forward and contribute more than what I'm currently contributing. Because it's not that members are not contributing. Members are contributing. We as leaders sometimes tend to not see the contribution, or we choose not to see the contribution. But members are contributing every single day of their lives, that they are part of your club, part of your organization. They are contributing. And I think that once members start stepping up and they start moving out of their comfort zones and they step out of their little boxes, step out of your box, people. We are not in boxes. We are in a world full of possibilities. We are in a space where we can say, let's change things up. Let's be different. Let's not look at how other people do things. Let's be trendsetters. Let's influence. Let's move forward instead of staying where we are because we're so stuck in our opinions about others. Leave that behind. Leave those things behind. Be a visionary. Look to the future. Impose the ideas that you have. Not impose. I don't think impose is the right word. More like expose. Yeah, I think expose is a better word. Expose your ideas to your leadership. Make them understand that this is the vision that you want to bring forward. Who knows? You might be the game changer in your team. You might be the one that your leadership has been looking for so long, and that they just didn't realize that you've been there all the time. So I encourage everybody that want to step into leadership, people that are in leadership, please continue what you're doing. Fine tune if you can. If you are not at the level, get help. Ask for assistance from those that you find to be a mentor. Ask for assistance, but don't sit in your current situation knowing that things are not working out, knowing that you are heading for disaster and doing nothing about it. You are just gonna basically self-destruct, and so is your club, and so are the members, and it will be not a good sight. I don't think anyone wants that to happen to any car club. So seek advice, seek assistance. There is nothing wrong with saying I need help. I say that all the time. I go to people. I go to car club presidents, whether it be male presidents, whether it be female presidents. I go to them and I ask them, look, I don't understand how to approach this now. Can you maybe give me some advice? That makes me a visionary. That makes me someone that is willing to work on my weaknesses and willing to learn so that I can better lead my team, which means that my team will have more confidence in me, which means they will have my back, which means they will continue to follow my example or my leadership, and not because they are forced to follow my leadership, but because they want to follow leadership. That is the distinguishing factor between good leader and bad leader, or a manager and leader. A leader is someone that people want to follow. They don't do it because they have to. They do it because they really believe in what you are showing them and what you're telling them and how you are doing things. So start stepping up. Start doing things that is going to make a difference. And I think that that's what we've done with Stance for Change. So when Stance for Change is going to happen, people are going to be blown out of the water. And I'm super excited. I can't wait. So share this video, subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a lot of these happening going forward. I think that I want to bestow my wisdom that I have and that I've gained over the years. I want to bestow that on people that really want to learn. I myself have a lot to learn, but I am willing to share what I know now, and I'm willing to learn as well. So yeah, that's my story. So subscribe to my channel, share the video, the link with everybody so that they can view this and they can see. Maybe someone will, one part of the video speaks to someone that really needs to hear this. And yeah, let's make a difference and a change in this car community, because we can. We can. Never say we can't. So have a good day, have a good week, enjoy work for those who are working, and yeah, reach for your dreams and never stop, never give up, no matter what. Always move forward.